Hi, my name is Simone Rankin Reed, and I'm the Zen Mommy. I help people with spiritual awakening and ascension and guiding you through the healing of the mind, body, and soul. So I was sitting here, airplane. I can see that this is going to be annoying making videos here. But I was sitting here about to meditate this morning, and I was contemplating some things. My topic that I talked about in the video I just released, the ego. And then I got in my ego last night. Let me ask you one thing. I'm smoking right now. How many of you guys are judging me right now for smoking on a spiritual channel? Well, that was the thing that prompted me getting into my ego yesterday. Judgment. Now this video is not going to be about judgment, but this video is going to be about ego. It's going to be about my part 2 to the ego video I just released. Now, there's a few things that I thought about that are not in that video. Number one, the ego responds. So you respond to something, okay, negatively when something crosses your ego, okay? So let's say somebody says something to you, and something that's normally extremely upsetting, extremely hurtful, and you know your normal reaction is to go off. Well, do we have a choice? Yes, you have a choice. And let me explain further. Now that anger reaction that you get when somebody crosses your ego, that anger reaction, there's a law, I think it's called Pavlovian, it was Pavlovian law. It was an experiment where they took these dogs, right, and they rung a bell. And when they rung the bell, the dogs would have food there to eat. And so every day they rung this bell and the dogs came, they saw the food. So the dogs had associated the bell with eating, with food. So when the bell was rung without the food, the dogs began to salivate every time they heard the bell ring. So this is, in a sense, how the ego programming works in us, okay? So every time somebody upsets me and crosses me, let's just say a negative comment, negative comment on my videos. Let's say every time that they say something nasty, I get completely upset and I want to respond and I want to say, look, you don't have to be in my channel, you know, and I tell them what to do with themselves, right? Okay, so this is an ego response. So normally, think about the worst thing that somebody could do that could cross you, right? And then you always have this anger reaction, right? Okay, do you know we have become like the dog that salivates, okay? We became conditioned to that response. So here's the thing, you have a choice in your response. So you have to think, okay, the next time something upsets me, am I responding because I'm conditioned like a dog? Or am I looking, oh, okay, that was rude what he said, but guess what? I'm making a choice not to respond in a negative way, in an upset way, in an angry way. That is actually a decision that we make that we have lost somewhere down the line through the conditioning of humanity. So I wanted to share that because I got into a real argument yesterday over a issue about judgment, okay? And this person believed in being judgmental, and I just was like, I've been there and I don't want to do it. But it didn't matter. This person wouldn't stop. They just kept repeating the same thing. They kept being negative, and I got really upset. I started to cuss them out. And then I realized that that was also a choice that I could have made. I could have said, look, I don't care. I don't want to talk about it. Go. I could have just left it alone. But why? I had a conditioned response pretty much like those dogs. So you have to take a moment in your life and you have to decide, am I going to be a conditioned robot for society, for humanity, Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, okay? You have to realize you are a spiritual being, okay? A spiritual being headed to your infinite self. And being that, you have to be the decision maker of your life. If you're going to have an ego response, something that's conditioned in you through past data, okay, you're going to be pretty much like a dog or a robot. But you have that decision to say, you know what, I'm not going to have that ego response. I'm going to walk away. And this is something like I have to put into practice, because I was in the same the same situation. I had did the video about the ego, then blew up, and then I watched my video again and I was just like, this is definitely a good, perfect example. Anyways, thank you guys for watching and joining my channel and staying with me here. I came on here and I wasn't confident at all, and I was scared to speak up. I was raised in this religious Christian cult, and I always took a back seat to everything, you know, and I always felt like I wasn't good enough, or I wasn't good at anything. I couldn't sing, I couldn't do that. And I just want to say, like, the moment I had my awakening, I know it took some time, but I just know I desired to make YouTube videos. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I was always nervous. I was always unsure. And now I've grown, you know, spiritually, and I can see that I'm maturing better in spirituality. And I thank everybody for your support and watching me and believing in me, and leaving those comments, because like soon as I'm down thinking, no, I can't do this, I'll hear somebody tell me how much it helped. And so I know, like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And because every time I kind of stray away, I see something beautiful or somebody says something beautiful, and it makes me realize that no matter what the role is here to help raise the vibration of humanity, I have to turn on my video and I have to do that the best way I know how, and that's from being myself. So thank you guys for watching. Namaste.